Hi, right now we are going to learn about how to apply a distort shadow in a text, and this is going to be an amazing thing. So let's learn how to apply a distort shadow in text. In last two lessons, we learned how to add drop shadow in fruits, how to add reverse shadow in rock mountain, and right now we are going to learn how to add distort drop shadow in text, and this is amazing, and that's why I have to open an image from our exercise file. So let's do that. Here is the file menu and here is the open option, and inside the exercise file it will get this grass meadow lawn green image. So you just have to select this grass meadow lawn green image. It's an image of green grass, and once you select this image, then you have to click open, or you can hit the enter button from your keyboard. So you can take a look. We got the nice grass image in here, and right now we will apply distort shadow effect to the text. So let's start the process. As we are going to apply a reverse distort shadow in text, that's why we have to use the type tool for typing the text. And let's start the process. Here is the type tool, and using the type tool I want to write the text, and right now I will use all the capital letter, and that's why we can use the caps lock button from your keyboard. So let me type IT learners, and right now we do have the small font size, and I want to increase the font size as well as font too. So let's increase the size first, and that's why you have to make a selection with your mouse, and let me increase the size. So you can use this option for increasing the size. You can put the manual values, you can use a custom field from here, like let me select this 60 point, but still it seems smaller. So I want to increase the size of text. That's why you just have to use your mouse. You just have to hold your left button of mouse, then you have to move your mouse slowly at right side, then you will be able to increase the size of text. Right now we have 110 point. Okay, so you can also put the manual values. Okay, cool. But do you think this font style really looks good? You can change the font as well. So let me select this entire text, and here is the option for changing the font. So let's pick some bold font. Let me pick something else. So here is the Cooper Black. This one seems good, so let me select this Cooper Black, and I'm pretty sure this Cooper Black, this font already you have on your computer. So let me select this one. This is one of the widely using font in Windows. Okay, cool. So right now we do have IT learners text with the Cooper Black font. Okay, so you can hit the command or control and enter button from your keyboard for performing the action, or you can just use this tick mark for commit the action. Cool. Okay, so our text part is done, and let's place this text at the middle of this image, and that's why you have to use the move tool. So here is the move tool. Okay, or you can use the V button, V for violin. You can use this move tool for moving this text at center. Okay, cool. You can take a look. A pink line is pointing in here. That means we have the perfect placement of this text. Okay, cool. Now we have to add the drop shadow in here in this text. You can take a look. We got the text layer inside our layer panel, and we are going to add a drop shadow layer for this text. So let's add the drop shadow for this text, and you know how to add the drop shadow. You just have to go with the effects option, then you will get this drop shadow option. So let me select on this drop shadow option. Okay, cool. So here is the settings for drop shadow. So let's change the settings. At first we have to go with the size. So let me increase the size 35 pixels, but we do have 0% of opacity. That's why it's not visible yet. So let's increase the opacity for 100%. Okay. Let me increase the spread. Let me increase the distance. Okay, cool. But I'm not satisfied with these settings, so let me decrease the size first. Fine. Now let me decrease the spread percentage as well as distance. Okay, we have 8 pixel distance, 10% of spread, and 9 pixel of size, because I don't want to spread this drop shadow from this text, because I'm going to separate this drop shadow from this text, and that's why I'm using these settings. I'm just using a small PERD for making the distance. Likewise, only 8 pixel. I just used a very small spread percentage, like 10%, and very small of size, like only 9 pixel. And I do have 30% of angle, but I can change it. Let's go with the 90. Let me put the manual values. Okay, 90-degree angle seems good. Okay, and please make sure that you are using black color for drop shadow. And we are using 100% of opacity. Okay, cool. So let's click OK. Okay, fine. You can take a look. We got the drop shadow effect layer with the IT learners text layer. And right now we are going to apply the reverse distort shadow in this text. So let's go for the second part. Okay, so before starting the second part, we have to make the separation of this drop shadow from the text. So how you will do that? You can do that very easily. In that case, you have to create a new layer for the drop shadow. And for creating a new layer for the drop shadow, you just have to use your mouse, and you just have to right click with your mouse on this drop shadow layer. So let me right click with my mouse, and then you will get this create layer option. So let me click on this create layer option, and a dialog box will appear, and you just have to click OK. Okay, here we go. You can take a look. We got a new layer, and the name of our new layer is IT Learners Drop Shadow. That means right now we do have the drop shadow layer separated from the text, and here is the new layer. So let me select this new layer, and after selecting the new layer, we want to change the scale of this shadow, and that's why I want to use a transform option. And you know how to use the transform option. You just have to go with the edit menu, and then you will get this transform option. So as I'm going to change the direction of the separated drop shadow, that's why I want to use flip vertical transform option. So let me select this flip vertical transform option, and you can take a look. The shadow is flipped in here, and it's separated from the text. So let's scale it first, and for scale you can hit the Control and T button from your keyboard, or you can just use this edit menu, transform option, and scale option. Okay, so let me move the shadow from the text. Okay, cool. Right now we have the drop shadow separated from the text, and I placed this separated drop shadow below the actual text. So you can hit the enter button from your keyboard, or you can just use this tick mark for commit the transform. Okay, cool. Right now we will use the distort option for making this shadow distort. And for making this distort shadow, you have to use distort transform. So how you will do that, or how you will use the distort transform? You can do that very easily. You just have to click on this edit menu, then you will get this transform option, and inside the transform option you will get this distort option. So let me select this distort option, and please make sure inside your layer panel this IT Learners Drop Shadow is selected. And let me select with the distort transform. Okay, so we got the scale pointer for using the distort selection, and using the distort I want to change the direction of this shadow, and now I want to change the direction for the right side. I want to move this pointer at left. I want to move this pointer at right. Okay, cool. Now it really looks good. So you can use the enter button for commit the action, or you can just use this tick mark. So let me use this tick mark. Okay, so right now we do have the distort drop shadow for the text, but one more thing, it's not looks like a shadow. It's just a similar text that's separated from the original text, and I'm going to apply the effect of a shadow, and that's why I have to reduce the opacity. So here is the opacity, and from here I want to reduce the opacity. So let me reduce the opacity. Okay, cool. Now it looks much better than before. And we do have the realistic reverse shadow effect in this image. So, dear friends, this is the simple process for adding the reverse drop shadow in text in Adobe Photoshop. So I'm pretty sure you enjoyed this lesson, and if you have any question regarding this lesson, please message me and I will answer your message. So let's do some practice, and I'm going to see you in our next lesson.